Good morning, humanity. It's April 26th, 2021, and it's our favorite time of the week because it's Mondays with Bev and Paul. And hey, everybody, my name's Paul.
Hello, good morning. This is Bev.
Good morning, Bev.
Good morning, Paul.
Hey, got a full moon coming up tonight, don't we?
We do. This is a very special full moon. It's a tradition in the eastern part of the world that has been going on for a very long time called Wesak,
Wow,
Festival of the Buddha, and it's very powerful. So
wow.
8:31 p.m. Pacific time, if
Pacific time.
anybody wants to. Yep.
Yeah, I was out this morning looking at it. I got some new binoculars for my birthday. I was
Oh.
I was telling Jenny I could see there was a fly on the moon. I could see it.
These are great
Yeah.
binoculars. Wow.
But they are really good because I can look across the yard, maybe I don't know, a couple of hundred yards, and I can see a fly on the trees. It's
Wow.
yeah, they're
Woo,
really
like a
good.
telescope
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
next. All right, everybody. We are going to talk about. We're going to build on our workshop of arrhythmias we learned. But
Thank
we
you.
first want to thank. Didn't you work with someone who's now a certified practitioner?
I did. I'm so happy that to announce our newest certified practitioner, Karen Romano from Ontario,
Ontario.
Canada.
Yes.
It has been a delight and honor to work with her. She's going to do great things. She's going to go on and become a teacher. I'm so excited. Yep.
Right on. All right. So you too can be a certified practitioner. You can just learn BioTouch. Go to justtouch.com. Our whole purpose of these shows is to make BioTouch accessible to you, easy to learn, and comfortable to practice on to your family and friends. You know, we're really looking for this to be a revolution of love in the family and to address your own health issues. And actually, next week we have a special guest coming on our show, Scylla Watluck, Watcott, Watcott.
You better get that down
I
before you.
know. And she does what's called homeoprophylaxis, and she's going to talk about uh, what's this term energy? What's it all about? What does that mean? You
That's
know?
good.
Yeah. And
That's a good question.
yeah, and she's got a great little video, and it really is about love. It's about accepting us for who we are and living in our disease without fear, but having something you can do to help. And that's what we want to talk about with arrhythmia. How did you like that workshop that we had with
Well, the first thing I thought was I had no idea
Eileen?
about. I mean, she first of all, just the heart itself, the ventricles and the
Right.
chambers, and I'm like, oh wow, yeah, 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 yeah. It was great. Her presentation was amazing, and the other thing was, oh, I was always kind of arrhythmia. It's arrhythmias because it
Right.
can happen in these different parts of
Different
the
scenarios.
of the heart. It's a
Yeah.
very good presentation. Thank
It,
you, Eileen.
it was funny
Yes.
because when I got home to Jenny, she said, "Oh no, I couldn't listen because I for sure thought I was going to get everything that she was talking
Oh
about.
my God.
You know, the
Well,
slightest little thing was an arrhythmia. If you got this,
I know
you know,
that is, I thought to myself, well, we're very fragile in terms of in our daily living, what could happen.
right,
But we're strong in other ways. But I thought, wow, I had no idea how,
right,
I guess, easy, like Jenny was saying, how easy it could be to get an arrhythmia.
right.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to share too. And we'll talk more about how to deal with it. Is my mother's story again. I mean, what I realized from that presentation was my mother had an arrhythmia going on, and uh, and it turned into a total medical botch. Yeah,
Catastrophe.
catastrophe is a good word. And so her arrhythmia was somehow something happened to her heart. So her husband had just died. She was under a lot of stress running the business, and she got up one day in the office and passed out. And so the guy who worked with her called 911, and they of course immediately picked her up. She came out of the being passed out, but they rushed her to the hospital, and they immediately put in a temporary, what they called a temporary pacemaker. So whatever that arrhythmia, whatever was going on in her heart, was a real simple little thing. But they did their medical intervention, stuck a pacemaker in her heart. Well, the problem that happened was that that pacemaker punctured her heart. And
God.
so, yeah, and so her blood pressure immediately started dropping. They rushed her into the operating room, uh, pried her open to do open heart surgery. And what happened was they couldn't get enough blood to her brain, and she coded, died on the table. They did revive her, and they were able to do, I don't know, a double or triple bypass. They actually had said that her heart was like an eggshell, that if you were going to drop it,
Oh,
it was going to break. I mean, it was, I guess, a mess to them. So they did tell me, and so I'm in Hawaii with my brother, and I get on a plane to go to Denver, and I'm like, I'm gonna do BioTouch. And by the time I got there, she was in a coma, had the operation. She was on an oxygen life support machinery, and they told me that if she did live, she'd be a vegetable. And I'm like, whoa, this is like too bizarre. So I immediately go to work with BioTouch. So, this idea, can you use BioTouch with arrhythmia or the problems with arrhythmia that happen? Yes. And so I started working on her immediately. And I actually would go in 3 times a day, every 6 hours, and do BioTouch and working around the machines. One of the things in relation specifically to that heart was when the blood pressure would drop, or the EKG would do something weird and they were getting ready to give her medication. I would do the heart set, and the machine would immediately show that her heart had leveled out to a normal rhythm. The perfect example. I mean, I got to see it right there.
yeah.
Uh, and so she was in that coma for 3 weeks. And the interesting thing about that was no metabolic medication. Usually, when you're out in a coma, you're having to give kidney meds and heart meds and
Right.
metabolic medication just to keep the body functioning.
Yeah.
She wasn't on any of those medications, and the nurses were blown away by that.
I'll
Yeah.
bet.
And one thing I learned while I kept going in there and I'd have to walk by the waiting room was the amount of fear and stress and anxiety of family members who were sitting out in that waiting room,
Helplessness.
helpless, hopeless, and afraid. And I realized how
Oh,
important it was to get BioTouch out there to humanity, if for no other reason than in emergency care, let alone
yeah.
what I'm going to tell you as we go on here, the long term care of what can happen with BioTouch. And I remember after 3 weeks working, going to her and saying, look, I understand. I used to call her Viv. Viv, I understand this is going to be tough if you want to hang in there, but we'll work with you. We'll get this together. And I told the nurses what I said, and I said I loved her. If she chose to check out or to hang around.
Yeah.
And the next morning I came in and she had popped out of the
In the
coma.
coma?
Yeah,
Wow.
and her situation was bad. I mean, she was in such bad shape. Physical therapy they had to put her in a box. She couldn't stand on her own, so they have this box that they stand you in so that you'll start building muscle tone. She couldn't talk,
Right.
couldn't eat. Everything was sort of intravenous in the beginning, and kept working on her 3 times a day. And of course, you're dealing with the insurance company who say, well, she's not improving, so they're going to cut off her insurance. And which wasn't true. I mean, one day she couldn't walk at all, and within a few days she's walking 10 feet, and then the next day she's walking 20. Every day she was
She's
improving
getting,
twofold. And so I was, constantly dealing with the insurance company. And finally, we were able to take her home. Cheryl, at that time, went out, hung out with her at home, and working with her. The short of that story was within 6 months, we had taken her on an airplane to Hawaii where we were all living. And shortly after that, she was able to walk on a beach down to the water.
oh boy.
I
That's
mean,
great.
incredible story. And
Yeah.
even more so in that, is we just kept doing BioTouch. We didn't take any of the meds that they were giving her for preventative care. She
Wow.
was just doing BioTouch, doing some coenzyme Q10 for the heart.
Yep.
And a year after that mishap, we were in Hawaii. She had a meeting with the cardiologist there in Hawaii, and Hurricane Aniki is heading for the islands.
Oh man.
So the stress is like
that's
out of
that's a heart
woodwork.
stopper right
Yeah.
there.
And so we still went to the meeting with the doctor. He does his EKG and all his heart measurements, and he turns to us and he goes, she's got the heart of a 20-year-old.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
And I said to him, look, let me tell you the story here.
Yeah.
And he goes, that's impossible. There is no heart damage. This EK, all these measurements show her heart is in perfect condition. There you
Which
go.
reminds me, there's nothing impossible with the body, and BioTouch gives that message. There's nothing impossible here. Unlimited possibilities.
Unlimited
Yeah,
possibilities.
that's what BioTouch is here to bring to us. Wow.
So
That's amazing.
if there's no other story that's going to help you want to learn BioTouch, I hope that is one.
You know, um, Eileen brought up a really good point too, that sometimes we isolate different diseases, but she was very clear that one of the highest contributing factors of arrhythmia can be stress and anxiety. And it's so interesting because when I was thinking about it, the two major points in the stress and the heart set are the same.
right,
That points one and two.
right. Yeah, you
So
said that.
there is this already connection between those two. So stress and anxiety, if we're not under those right now,
Right. So we hope that you'll start wanting to learn BioTouch just for maintenance. I mean, if you were to just do the greeting, heart, and stress,
oh
it,
my
it,
goodness.
it, it's not even going to take you 1 minute,
I
not
know.
even a minute out of your day to do
No,
that.
no.
And imagine, and if you don't have anybody at home, like we say now, just think of somebody doing those points on you. And it's real easy to learn those points because you just go to our website and you can pull up the whole section on arrhythmia, and it will show that the interview that happened with Eileen, and we're also going to post. She had a really nice PowerPoint that we couldn't show, and we're going to post that up there too. And and in there are the points, and the video that shows the how to do the points and the
Yep.
words on how to do the points. So there's no reason why you can't learn BioTouch, and there's all other kinds of health conditions on that website that you can go to and pull up any of them. And if you have any questions, send us an email. Send us a message on Instagram. Whoops.
Right.
There's all kinds of ways to for us to be
Contact
able to
us.
help you. Yeah.
Yep. We're here.
So we'll just show you again. Here's how to do the heart set. That's the purpose of these shows. So let's see, where is it here? Set to teach.
This set of points may be used for conditions relating to the heart, veins, blood pressure, and circulation. To perform this set, first find hold point X, which is on the breastbone, directly between where the nipples would be on a youth. Another way to find X is by measuring 1/3 of the way up the breastbone from greeting point 1. To address the well-being of the heart, hold X and with the other hand touch points 1 and 2. These points may be found by imagining a line running from the notch at the top of the breastbone to a place on the left breast where the nipple would be on a youth. Divide this diagonal line into thirds. Point 1 is at the top of the first third. Point 2 is at the top of the second third. Veins, blood pressure, and circulation may be addressed by touching point 3 in addition to points 1 and 2. Point 3 is at the soft indentation just above the collarbone, above and to the left of the notch at the top of the breastbone. it is the same as point 1 in step 1 of the metabolism set. Remember to hold each point for at least 6 to 8 seconds.
Simple.
There it is.
And that's a nice picture because that's a lady with her father.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yep. I know.
you know, families can do this. Kids
This
can
is
do
where
it.
it begins.
Yes, do it with the
Begins in our-
grandparents. Give those children something they can do to feel a part of the healing process of the family. I mean, just imagine turning to your child and going, "Hey, mom needs your help.
Yep.
Daddy needs your help, or grandpa needs your help." Oh my God, the power that gives that child just
Yeah.
is beyond imagination. So
Right. It
we
is.
want you to learn BioTouch, so we have numerous ways to do it. Our next virtual training, we already have about 4 or 5 people signed up. Tuesday,
Good.
May 11th, 9 a.m. Arizona time. We're still going to give that 20% off for massage therapists. Just write the coupon massage20. So what's usually $60 would be that $48 class. And we have
What
our
a
next
deal.
Huh?
What a deal.
Yeah, such a deal. And our next workshop, I keep saying endometriosis. And Eileen Webster has found a wonderful woman, Jessica Young, who has a jessicayoungcoach.com. And she spoke a lot about the endometriosis she dealt with and how she worked with it. And we're going to give you, here's a little video that Eileen made that we're going to start posting all over the internet. Here it is.
Put love into action.
Boom.
Boom, right there.
May 27th. And massage therapist, you can get 1 CE credit for that too. So join us. It can't hurt, can only help.
Absolutely.
So, yes. Anything else about arrhythmia that you learned about, wanted to share with people?
I'm just really thankful to Eileen for her presentation, and it it brought a lot of self-awareness to me.
Yes, all these workshops do. So
Yep.
Join us for those. Go to our website, justtouch.com, pull up the workshops. There's a whole slew of them throughout the end of the year. We have endometriosis, COPD, eating disorders, traumatic brain injury, Hashimoto disease, diabetes. We love doing those workshops. So let us know if you have something you want to learn about, and we're here to teach. That's our job.
That's our job.
That's our job. And thank you, Bev, for another week of Mondays with Bev and Paul.
My pleasure. Thank you, Paul. And thank you, everybody, for being with us today.
All right. We'll see you all next week.
I can feel the pain in sunshine or rain, so it's not caused by the weather, but it doesn't hurt that much after I feel your loving touch and we spend some time together. Take my pain away each and every day. You're an angel from heaven on high. Your butterfly touch helps me heal so much, and I get better as time goes by. Take my pain away. All my joints